These are some apps, and if you have any apps you want to text to share with the group, please do that with me. Once again, my cell is 604-340-4700, so if you have any in addition to these, App Cooker, Evernote, Notes, Card Munch, Lose It. I think there's a few that I spoke to that were using the Lose It app, and it is phenomenal. I use Lose It app because I thought I knew how much food I was eating every day until I started tracking it, and then I went, oh, okay, well, that's why I've gained 5 pounds. So the Lose It app is amazing. Instagram, sharing photos. You know that Facebook just purchased Instagram, and so this is a new, and again, Gen X and Y are huge on Instagram, and so having some visibility there and using that app. Dropbox, any other apps that any of you want to share, you can do that verbally or text me. Anyone that you're using and are very effective for you? Springbox, can you tell us what it does?
You can clip websites, it's part of your toolbar.
Okay. Thank you. Springbox, excellent. Any others? Interesting. No Gen Ys or X's in the room saying, you know, some cool ones? If you know some, text me and I'll add them to the handout afterwards. So some Google stuff very quickly, and I'm sure, you know, Guy is the Google guy. You know, he wrote the book, the ebook, What the Plus, and I'm reading it. It's fantastic. But some Google stuff you may not know, and if you don't know this, use it, and if you do, good for you. But one of the things I did not know until 2 months ago was about Google Places. And Google Places is very different than buying Google Ads. So with Google Places, you actually get to own your area. So what I did in Vancouver is I bought my Google Place, my address. They send you a code in the mail, you enter it, and then when somebody goes to Google to say leadership speaker Vancouver, I come to the top, because Google Places has anchored my address there. My husband and I also own property in Palm Desert. We go there for about 4 months of the year. We started doing that since he left his other job. And so I've also done Google Places for Palm Desert as well. Now, as bureaus, you want to get on this now because the speakers are going to be doing this themselves. So just like you would buy Google Ads for your speakers, which many of you do, you would also want to be able to do this for the location of your bureau, but also the location of some of your exclusives and some of the speakers that you book frequently. You want to know that one. Time Zone Converter app. Somebody just shared another app. I have that one and use it as well, and that's an excellent one as well. Thank you for sharing. Time Zone Converter. Google Docs. I'm sure many of you are using Google Docs. Some of you might know that I'm the incoming president for the Global Speakers Federation, which only means that I get to work really extra hard in the next year, as Gail would attest to, or anybody who's done anything for volunteer. And Google Docs, excellent document. We're working on a communication strategy right now. You load it to Google Docs. Every one of us can add, delete, put stuff in it, share it. Fantastic. Circles. I joined Circles. Guy Kawasaki is one of the first that I added to my Circles. I follow his Circles. Circles has not quite hit its tipping point, but it's going to be, and you need to be on there and playing there now so that when it does hit its tipping point, you're good to go. Google Goggle, you take a pic and it'll auto search. You don't need to go into the Google search engine. So Google Goggle is another app or tool. And Google Translate, many of you probably are using that. On your websites, you need to have translation because we are now a global industry. We're not just a North American industry. And very quickly, if you text the words My Mobile to either of those numbers on that screen, 55678 for the US and 70734 for Canada, that means that your phone is either US-based or Canadian-based. You can get your link to find out more about Go Mobile Media Marketing. I now am doing a mobile marketing newsletter. I have about 200 cell phone numbers on my mobile marketing list. We sent out a blast last month that simply said, hey, check out my blog post for this month. And I got a call from Rich Tiller and says, we've got a booking for you as a result of that text. So I'm telling you, text marketing is the next email. In other words, you're breaking through the filter because email, it's either going into spam, as you know, or we have so much email, it's going to ignore. So this is the new, and if you want to find out more, go to Mobile Media Marketing, easy for me to say, blah, blah, blah. And then what I do is I'm donating to Kiva. Many of you might know Kiva as an organization, micro lending for entrepreneurs in impoverished countries. And I've been part of Kiva now for about a year, and I love getting those emails saying, this person's used your loan and they've made a success of themselves. And so all part of my work goes to Kiva.